Late yesterday, the former House Speaker got some good news, a surprise endorsement from one of Iowa's most influential conservatives, radio talk show host Steve Deace. Mr. Deace joins us now live from Des Moines with more. Hi, welcome. Great to have you on board today.
Thank you, Uma. Happy New Year to you as well.
Oh, thank you, sir. Happy New Year to you on this New Year's Eve. Let me ask you, why did you decide to back Newt Gingrich?
Because to me, conservatives over the last 50 years have lost almost every single major policy fight in the courts. The left has used the judicial branch to secularize the country, confiscate private property rights, invent imaginary rights for citizens, redefine marriage, take away the inalienable right to life. And finally, if we do not do something about this, I think the left has nullified a lot of the elections that Republicans and conservatives have won for the last half century, and we have to confront an out-of-control judiciary branch once and for all. And in this race, there has only been one candidate that has demonstrated a knowledge and willingness to do so, and that is Newt Gingrich.
Some were surprised that you decided to back Mr. Gingrich at a time when there are other candidates there who people believe to be more conservative, like Michelle Bachmann and Rick Santorum.
Well, because in the end, this is really about who will provide a mechanism for us to actually begin undoing what the left has done to this country. In my view, two candidates have proven to Iowans they will do that. One is Ron Paul, but let's face it, I mean, he's got a foreign policy. I'd like to live in the world Ron Paul believes we live in, where the bad guys just want wampum and not WMDs. But that's not the world that we live in. I mean, he's got a foreign policy that is naive at best and reckless at worst. And the other, in my view, after having vetted all these candidates heavily, is Newt Gingrich. For all of his flaws, he understands historically what the left has used the judicial branch to do to this country. And let's take a look. Let's take an issue like the repealing of Obamacare. I mean, if anybody thinks you're going to be able to just repeal Obamacare without the courts stepping in and doing something and looking at the 14th Amendment and citing a right to health care under equal protection under the law, I mean, they've used that to redefine marriage, to redefine a lot of different things. Once and for all, we've got to get back to a country where Sonia Sotomayor is wrong. Public policy is not made in the federal courts, but is made with the people elect in our houses of Congress and our legislatures.
So let me ask you this then. When I talked about Bachmann and Santorum being more conservative, I'm talking about more conservative, for example, on social issues. Are you saying those social issues right now are not front and center this time around?
I'm saying that no issues matter if we do not regain the rule of law in this country. If we wait around for everybody to tell us how pro-life they are, and we're just going to wait for another 40 years for the courts to overturn their own Roe versus Wade precedent, we'll be waiting for abortion to end in this country until Jesus returns. I mean, we've actually got to go on offense against the left. And at some point, it's not about who's got platitudes and who does the best job on the Republican Party platform test. It's about who actually understands from a governance perspective, historically, what must be done. And the first thing I believe that must be done is to reestablish the rule of law in this country. And we cannot have that without the constitutional separation of powers that Newt Gingrich has talked about.
All right, Steve Deace, thank you so much for joining us with your thoughts about this, and certainly a surprise endorsement from someone who many believed would not be backing a candidate like Newt Gingrich. But based on what you're saying there, you believe that he's the one for the job. Thank you very much for joining us.
The American people create jobs, not government. Okay? Now, starts very simple. Lower taxes, less regulation, an American energy plan, and actually be positive about people who create jobs. The opposite of the Obama plan. Nothing will turn America around more than election night when Barack Obama loses decisively. I'm Newt Gingrich, and I approve this message.